la la. Ooh la la. There you go. As promised, here's the English version of my little work time rant. See, I'm working on my roof. I'm sitting in my chair. I'm wearing sandals, and I even have my beer here. And I'm working on my. Isn't this fantastic? I can work on my roof just like that. Yeah, I got these little pieces. Okay, it's nothing overly impressive. Little pieces of sheet metal. I gotta cut them all. I got more here. I gotta cut them all down because I didn't know what size to order them, so I ordered them. Maybe they're 4 inches too long, 4.5 inches too long. So I gotta cut them all down. But I only have 16 to do. And I got to cut them down, and I got to bend the edge over just like the regular ones. So it's great, you know. I got this workbench. I can put my beer down. I don't have to carry it in my tool pouch, you know. And damn, every time you go up the ladder, every time you go down the ladder, you're spilling half your beer, right? It's just really awkward all the time. But yeah, this is so nice. This is like this is my office. I have an office job today, so I'm a happy man. Yeah, when you're saying, what's he doing drinking beer? Look at this beer I found. It matches my roof, right? You see the green? I don't know, there's too much reflection, but it's about almost the same green when you see without reflection. I don't know. But here, take a look. See? Take a look. It's not that crazy. See what it's called? It's the Sober Carpenter. I couldn't find one that said Sober Roofer. They were all out, so I got the Sober Carpenter like this. And you know, if ever, it's a nice beer, but if ever you want a bit more kick, you just get a bit of vodka, pour it in there, a bit of gin, whatever. Something that won't alter the taste too much. And that works fine. And, yeah, this is just so good. Look, I got all my tools all at hand. I don't even have to get up to do anything. Yeah, I can just plug away, work, enjoy working, sitting down. That's such a rare thing. Actually, it's pretty damn rare when you're building a house that you get to sit down. Sometimes you get to sit down on the edge of the scaffolding and, you know, try and hang on with your butt while you're reaching over to do other stuff. You know, it's not as pleasant as this, I can tell you that. Yeah. The only thing is we got some mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. We got more mosquitoes this year. We got more mosquitoes this year because of a referendum. You know how we like referendums here in Quebec. We had in our township 3 years ago. They had a referendum. About mosquitoes, and 51% voted against the mosquitoes. So they started to spray. So they sprayed for 3 years. It was fantastic. Hardly any bugs. They'd come twice a year. They'd do all the swamps and, you know, waterways, spray for mosquitoes. But then a new party came to power, and they put in a referendum. And you know, there's this green wave that's going on in my township. I'm missing something. I'll have to do it by hand. Usually I use my little needle nose pliers, but they're way over there, and I'd have to stop the video. So you see. So they had another referendum, and 51% this time voted. Why is it always 51% with these referendums? 51% voted for the mosquitoes. So they stopped. They didn't spray this year. So, now we have more mosquitoes, and everybody's. We're all, now we know. Now we know. We should be happy when we have mosquitoes because that allows all the birds and the bats to get nice and fat, and which is, yeah, I got all my hand tools here. Look at this. I've got these are they're I don't know what they're called. They're for folding. They're for folding the sheet metal, right? And you got actually markings on it for if you want to make a 1/4 inch, if you want to make a 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch, and 1 3/32 would be the end. Or I've got this other folder. This one's a nice one because you see it's got a groove in it, and you slide it into the sheet metal. This side, you slide it all the way. You get a 1 inch fold if you want to make a seam. Slide it in there, turn, and this side gives you a 3/8. This one works really well. It's 18 inches long. I got another one inside. It's 24 inches long. So for when you're doing like long lengths, you don't want to be doing a little bit at a time. You want as much as possible, right? And then I got my snips. Snips. Look at this. This is my favorite. I've had this one for, oh God, maybe could be 20 years. Look at this. Look at this. See what it says? It says, where is it? Right there. It says, made in USA. You don't see that. This is a Wiss made in USA, drop forged. These are the new ones I bought. And they're Wiss. It doesn't say on them where they're made. If you look all over, it doesn't say it, but it was on the cardboard or the plastic. That's the plastic, the backing. It said made in China. So, like, they don't make the USA. They don't make anything anymore. I think they make their Harleys in China. Even I know they make their Teslas in China. Now they're making probably their Harleys are made in China. So this is like on a boat. You see, there's green and red. It's like a starboard and port. And how do you tell? I don't know which one's supposed to be which. Therefore, when you're going into certain tight places, one side will work, the other doesn't work. It gets in the way. But it says right here, left. So this is left. This is my left. It's your right. And our right. Left and right. We got left and right. So starboard, port? I forget. It's been a long time. Ooh la la. So I got all the tools. Nice, handy here. Just goes so well. I don't have to get up for nothing. Even have my pencil is here. Dandy pencil. And let's see. So I was talking about the bugs. Yeah, the bugs. So here in this county, I'll have to show you. I'll show you something. Look at this. Hang on. Let's show you something. This county, this is the county of my ancestors. See that underneath that tarp there? That's a buggy. That buggy, that's the buggy that my great grandparents used to take to go to the village, to go to the store, get some supplies in the village. And I just happened to get it off of, it's been stored in the barn on the family farm for, I don't know, 50 years maybe. And my second cousin, I was over there talking to him, and he says, "Oh yeah, I'm thinking of selling it on the internet." I said, "Ooh," I said, "Whoa, you don't sell something like that. I'll buy it from you." So I bought it from him, and me and Lauren bought it over. So after I'm finished building everything I want to build here, I'm going to have to restore that. It's just no end to all the work. No end to the work. So here I'm just bending the ends. Bending the ends of the ribs so the spiders don't get in and make their nests. I know we like spiders because they eat bugs, but we don't like spiders' nests all over the place. Why don't we like spiders? Okay, to go back to the story I was telling you about mosquitoes and people here. So the first settlers, or the first white settlers, because this is, it was native land. Oh, the history is native land. And then the British conquered New France. And then the British, Napoleon was blockading the British Navy. They couldn't get up to the Baltic states or something, and that's where they'd get all their wood for all their ships. So then all of a sudden there was this big demand for wood for England, so they decided, okay, well, you know what, there's lots of big trees in New France, which they called, maybe they called this Canada right from the start. So we'd be Lower Canada because we're downstream on the St. Lawrence. So they started, the British started logging. And then the logging, well, they didn't ask the natives if they could come and, rape their territory. They just, we're here, we're doing it. And you guys stay out of the way or we're going to stick the Mohawks on you. Because here it wasn't Mohawks, it was, I think it was a Huron-Wendat here at the or Algonquins too. I think there's both of them. Anyway, so the British started logging. We were the first. So the natives, it scared all the wild game and everything, and it altered the landscape. They did it along the rivers, so the river's right here. So they went in. This is one of the areas they came, took all the massive pine trees and hemlock, and there were oaks and maple and such. But I think they wanted the softwoods the most, but I'm not sure. I have to look that up. So the first white people really to spend much time around here were actually Irish and French Canadian loggers who worked for the English lumber companies, and which displaced the native people. So they went further up north and further east, where the lands weren't spoiled. And then after they kind of logged out all along the rivers, there was this push to colonize amongst with a Catholic a curé. I think it's a priest. It might be a different word for that. Curé Labelle. A certain priest was really pushing for French people to colonize the area, and so my ancestors were amongst the first. And they thought it'd be good farmland. There was no more good farmland left down by the St. Lawrence. That was all taken. So if you wanted land, they wanted to offer land to people because people they didn't have jobs. The economy wasn't very good, and a lot of people were going down to the United States. Like my grandmother, my maternal grandmother's family did that. And so this curé, this priest, put him into it. And anyways, so the first people came up here, and first summer, holy smokes, the mosquitoes, it was terrible, right? Even there's in the archives, there's letters about how bad the mosquitoes were. And they're complaining, the men don't want to go work in the fields. There's so many bugs, the men won't go out of the house and work in the fields, and the horses are going crazy, and even the sheep are dying. Like they're just going nuts, and they're dying from all these bugs. How are we going to survive up here in this country? And that's That's before they had off. In the days before off. All they had was garlic breath. Apparently and that kept the mosquitoes at bay a bit. Um, so people used to hate mosquitoes. Of course, it drive you crazy. And black flies, holy smokes, and some bad years. You'd get bitten so much. You'd not only have blood coming down your forehead, but you'd have like streams of blood coming down your neck. I've seen that in my life. Holy smokes. And there's some areas where it's worse than others. Anyways, yes, it can be very bad. But now we know. No, you don't get. You gotta love the mosquitoes, love the black flies, because they feed all the birds and the bats, and that's good for the environment. We've decimated enough wild animals. There's enough extinction of species. We don't want to kill all the birds because we killed all the bugs. So every time I get bitten, I know now I should be happy. I should be happy every time he takes some of my blood and flies away. I don't let him do that though, I like to catch the little buggers on him, just between you and me. I wait for them, and I want to snap them. I practice my reflexes with those little buggers. Sometimes they get away on me, no, but you know what? More often than not, I get them before they get me. And that is very sick. It's very sick, but it makes me happy. I'm a sick old man. That's what I am. I should let the bugs have my blood and be happy to make a donation. But maybe I'm too old school. I don't know. So here's what I was talking about. It's for a ourlet, a seam. I'm going to put this. Try and do it while I talk. I've never done it while I talk before. Put this bender in here. Let's see if I can get it in properly. This little crooked part here is hard to get in. I'm always struggling with this. But normally I've got my little rubber mallet hand. There we go. There, that did it. Okay, so push it all the way in like that. This is nice. Oh, I hope I don't have to stand up for this. Maybe I can do it sitting down. Then you take it and you apply some pressure evenly across the bit, and you get a nice fold to make your seam. Let's see. Oh Lord, this one is sticking. Voila. Uh-oh. I might have drawn some blood. Yes, I did. I've got these gloves. I bought gloves. You're supposed to wear them so you don't get cut. I do wear them, but that's when I'm carrying pieces, carrying it up the ladder, up onto the roof, and just in case, it slides. The edges of this would just slice your hand open. Woo. Not what I want to have happen to me. There we go. This is going to be good. There. That's one more done. So this is a bit about the roofing. It's nothing too impressive, but you know what? I bet you it's something. Even though it's small pieces, you learned something. See, I made the little cap there. Close the end. That's to keep the spiders from making their nests inside. And I made the seam that slides onto the bottom of the molding, and that holds it there. And then these holes here is where we put the screws. And that holds it to the roof. And this one snaps onto the other side. That looks just like this. You see this one? the fold, it's got, oh, there's a groove in there, and this one's got like a edge. Oh no, I'll show you this way. This one's got, it's got a little fold inside there, and this part here snaps into this part here. So there you go. Now you're smarter than you were just a few minutes ago. Okay, well that's the latest update, and so cheers. We'll be bringing you more news. If I get enough likes, if I get more than 3 likes, I might do more of these.